What's up, everybody? So I wanted to make this video for quite a while now. It's about how to properly search Craigslist for cars without being scammed and different things like that, and what to watch out for. This would have really helped me when I was younger. I ended up falling into a lot of different traps and probably almost getting viruses and all sorts of stuff from searching from cars that weren't realistic and stuff like that. And I'll get into it a little bit deeper, but it is currently July 24th, 2018, so tactics and things change for scammers all the time, so just keep that in mind. This might not be relevant in a year from now, but I do want to just kind of give you my perspective and what I've seen as some big things to stay away from. As long as you're smart, really, you shouldn't have to worry about it, but there are lots and lots of tricky people out there trying to scam you, or I don't know, there's just so many different angles that they can take nowadays. So I'll get into it a little bit. First of all, I'll kind of show you guys how to search on Craigslist, and then I'll kind of get into what to watch out for and how to properly even search for a vehicle. So I always just go down to cars and trucks, and then the first thing that I normally do, just because normally I don't like dealing with dealers, because I'm typically just looking for really good deals. I always go over here to the far left and hit owner. Sometimes it won't change much, but you'll thank me later when you're not having to go through all these spam, almost spam looking posts from dealers. Right now I don't have any search terms in there. I'm just kind of scrolling through, seeing what's new. So the only thing I'm seeing right off the bat is this Rolls Royce. Okay, so this actually could be legit. So the first thing I'm looking at is, do the pictures look fake? To be honest, they do look a little fake to me, but I'm looking in more detail, and they do have Idaho State license plates on them, which is nice. And then the next thing I'm looking at is, is it actually somewhere close to here? Idaho Falls is about 2 hours away from here, so it's totally reasonable for someone to be posting it in Lewiston, or in Boise. And then the next thing I'm looking at is the phone number. So you can see it sometimes within a listing, or when you go up to the reply button. Okay, his phone number isn't listed up here, but it is listed down below, and it is the correct zip code. Another thing that would really be a big telltale sign is, if the price is just absurdly low, like, if they were asking like $8,000 for this Rolls Royce. I mean, I don't know this specific car right off the bat, but $22,000 seems probably about right. I do think it's funny when people post a picture of their car and then they smudge out the license plate. I just think it's funny because you can see tons of license plates. Someone could just take a picture of your car and post it up on social media, and thousands of people would see your license plate. I just think it's kind of funny. Okay, right off the bat, this Honda Accord looks kind of like a scam. So the first reason that I'm thinking this is because the pictures look like they're pictures taken off of a computer. Like, it looks like someone had a phone, took a picture of these pictures on their computer, and then posted them. A lot of times when someone actually has the car and they're selling it because they actually need to sell it or want to sell it, they normally have a little bit more of a story other than just like loaded, one owner. It just seems a little too just like chopped together. Also, I'm noticing right here that there's a comma at the very end. A lot of times when people post these scams, they'll just copy and paste the same thing over and over and over, but Craigslist won't let you just the exact same thing, so they'll kind of move things around, and it looks like they have a leftover comma here. It just kind of seems all chopped together. There's no indication that it's actually from Nampa. There's no, I don't know, there's no pictures of a license plate. There's nothing that makes me think that it's actually a car here. The next thing I'm looking at is, okay, they don't have any name on there that's registered with it. There's the only way to get a hold of them is through this Craigslist link, which, by the way, that is actually a very good way to get in contact with people. You don't have to worry about scams or anything like that. As long, like, if you use this, so you copy and paste that email address, send an email to someone, you know, they can't just instantly scam you that way or spam you. They do typically respond, and when they respond, they ask for, oh, hey, I'm busy, blah blah blah, can you send me your email address and I'll get you that information. Or they'll you know, you'll reach out to them and they'll tell you they work in the military and their hours are really weird, and that you need to send them your phone number so that they can get you the information that you need. Because a lot of times my first opener is just, you know, getting to know the car, asking for more pictures of something, asking, you know, which size motor does it have, different things like that. So a lot of times that's kind of how they approach it. They tell you, oh yes, I can give you this if you give me a better way to contact yourself. I would never advise for someone to contact someone outside of that Google email address, because that Google email address acts as a buffer, just so that you're not giving out your personal information, you're not giving out anything like that. It's just a good buffer for both parties. So you can contact them through that, or you can contact them via a phone number that's on there. A lot of times they'll use the same area code as your area, and so you'll text them or whatever. Sometimes they'll tell you that basically the same line is that, oh, sorry, this is like a work phone, I can't give you that, can you just email me at this? And then they try to get you in that way. So as long as you're using this email address, or I mean, texting is a little bit more out there, but if you're using this email address, you can contact people, you can talk to them, but the next step is the most important, and it's being extremely careful when someone does respond to you. So you've reached out to let's say, you know, I thought this was a great buy, you know, I was a little skeptical, but, you know, I think it's kind of worth checking into. You know, the guy could just be really old and he had the pictures on his computer, and so he decided to take them, and, you know, he doesn't have a good working phone, and maybe he doesn't speak very good English, so his grammar's not all correct or whatever. Typically, I'm very, very cautious, and I can spot these from a mile away. But, you know, sometimes you do want to reach out a little bit, and you just, you know, it could be that one chance that, you know, the guy just didn't list it properly and it looks a little scammy, but it's not. The next step is really important. You know, when they start asking for your personal information, or for you to give them a deposit or something like that, normally it's never worth it to follow through past that. If they're asking for money from you, you need to be seeing the car in person. That's my personal belief. I have never bought a car sight unseen. You do want to actually be talking to them in person, seeing the car, checking all that out. You don't want to start dealing with these Craigslist scammers, and if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. But this is one scenario where it just looks super, super sketchy, is the fact that they don't have any phone number, they don't have a name associated with it. Pictures look pretty sketchy in my opinion. The grammar's, you know, that doesn't end in a period. It doesn't make it personable at all. It's literally just the raw facts of this is the car. Okay, so here is a really good example of, you know, how to spot it from a mile away. This one right here, it's Toyota Tacoma, 6-cylinder, toolbox included, good tires. First of all, this picture just looks super sketchy. Very similar to the last one. It could honestly be the exact same person. The price is extremely low. It's under that 2,000 mark, which I feel like, you know, a good solid running car isn't probably gonna be under that 2,000 mark. This one also has an email address that you can contact them at, but this one also has a phone number. It is 208, which is an area code here in Boise, and but the thing about it is that it does not have a name. When you are making a listing and putting in your phone number, there right next to it is where you would add your name, which most people would do. It's just right there. There's not really any liability to put your name there, so that's just something that kind of stands out to me as something that kind of seems a little sketchy. So this one, like I said before, with the super sketchy pictures that look like they were just taken off of a computer screen, and then the no license plates, the fact that, you know, it's absolutely perfect. There's not really any issues. I mean, it's a little bit higher mileage, which kind of adds to the validity of them. Like, there's no Tacomas that are that low of miles. Alright, so I'm not finding anything right now, but I do know that Salt Lake has a lot. They have a lot of scams. And so here we go. Here's another one. This one starts off saying AM FM radio, which is pretty standard nowadays. I don't know what kind of cars you guys are looking at, but it is very standard at the ones that I look at. Again, it's pictures taken off of another website with no license plates. Looks incredibly clean, almost unbelievable miles. Okay, and this one just has an email address with no other way to contact them. The only way to contact them is to go onto your email that person directly, then they have your email address, which, you know, isn't a huge deal, but it's just a barrier that I would prefer not cross. It's also super sketchy, just the way that it's all written. Like, obviously it has an AM FM radio, an alloy wheels, which I don't even know what alloy wheels actually means. Yeah, this one just seems really sketchy from the get-go. I mean, I didn't even need to click on it to see that it was a total scam. This one right here, the sunroof car, like, what even is that? It has a Gmail up at the top that they just expect you to email. Obviously it has a clean title and they give you the exact mileage. Yeah, I don't believe this car at all. Yep, there's no phone number, there's no, I don't know, it just seems sketchy. It has one picture, that's another huge one. If it only has one picture, like, I wouldn't even mess with it unless it's unless it's a picture that makes you believe that it's actually a legit real car that someone has in their possession. Here's another one. Total scam, obviously. 2016 SRX, ridiculously low price for 2016 with 31,000 miles. It says it's clean title, so it's not because it's, you know, it's a rebuilt title or anything. This honestly just seems like they copied and pasted it off of some other website with no correlation to the rest of the car. Also, it's this part right here is just kind of sketchy. The way that they say drive, all-wheel drive. You know, that's not That's not how normal people make a listing. Like they would, well, and they have the size of the motor. Most people have no idea even how many cylinders they have in their car. So that looks like a total scam right from the get-go. Let's see the ways to contact them, which is this one's a huge. Having the ways to contact people is a huge telltale sign. The only email is the one through Craigslist. This one, don't even need to look at it. These two right off the bat, both these Jeeps, they are total scams. Don't even need to look at those. Okay, this one right here, and it doesn't. I have very, very little to go off of this one, but when it starts with electric windows, a super cold Nissan Maxima, like almost all one word. All the pictures are incredibly small. Titled, just weird. The way they titled it, they tried to put the engine size, that it's an automatic transmission, all inside that one title. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's all in caps. And it's only $1,600. No body damage, clean Carfax, serious buyers only. This is, I don't know. This is just a scam from a mile away. Oh, another one here. So we have a 1993 Porsche 911 Turbo, 25,000 original miles, only $5,800. Funny thing to mention here is that it never says that it's a cab. It never mentions transmission, which is fairly important. I believe this one, 2008 Chrysler 300, $1,500. They're going for really cheap right about now. Scam, scam, scam. This little Acura right here is a really good one to note. First of all, it has the weird titling. Second of all, they have a really weird number that they're asking for the price. They're asking $2,066. So a lot of times they'll do that kind of just to keep track of different, the different scams that they're setting up. Also, right here, we're seeing a 2011 Audi R8 V10 for under $10,000. Oh, a wonderful Raptor Ford F-150 for $20,000 less. The funny thing on this one is that they don't mention that it's a Shelby, with the Shelby hood and extra horsepower and all the stuff in the back. It only has one picture because on a $100,000 pickup, you can't afford to take any more pictures. Oh, it runs and shifts great. I would fucking hope so. Oh, here's another Toyota Tacoma. Oh, looks great. No license plate. Super high quality pictures. It's only $1,000. Non-smoker. Doesn't say anything about the miles. I don't know. It just doesn't mention anything about the tires. Doesn't mention anything about the actual vehicle itself. It just mentions, it's been well taken care of. Anyway, guys, what I'm hoping you take away as the biggest takeaway from all this is that there are a bunch of different scammers out there. There's so many different ways to be taken advantage of, and you just really got to be careful. The biggest way that I can assure you not to be scammed, or to at least diminish it, is to meet with someone in person. I would suggest you take someone along that's done Craigslist deals or bought and sold cars before, and take them along. Protect yourself. Be smart. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've reached out to people like this. They've asked for some kind of sketchy information, and I've just stopped talking to them. It's normally not worth messing with. If you feel any sort of hesitation on, should I actually give them that, or should I even, is this a scam? Because there's so many different ways, angles that they could be taking. They could be just trying to get your emails to sign you up for some, subscription or sell your email or your contact information, or, they could be trying to get you just to get a deposit down. they get 10 deposits of $1,000, or there's all sorts of things that are out there that people can do to try to get you kind of wrangled in. So just be extremely careful. Don't send any money without seeing the car. Unless you're buying the car, there's no point in actually sending any money. I also would just keep it as straightforward as you possibly can. Do your deals in public areas. Be really safe with that. Those are just some of the quickest ways that I found to kind of spot out scammers. I used to be a lot more optimistic about, oh man, this could be that one really good deal that, makes me, $5,000 or whatever it is. It could be that one good deal that's amazing, and everybody else just thought it was a scam. But I've gotten a pretty good eye of spotting scams and just staying away from those sort of things, because it's amazing how many there are out there, and how many different angles that they can take to try to take advantage of you. So be safe out there. I still use Craigslist all the time. I know Facebook Marketplace is picking up quite a bit, because there is a good way to hold people accountable, using their actual Facebook account. I don't know, just be careful out there. Craigslist isn't out there to get you. It's just some people trying to take advantage of the system, and you gotta watch your own back. So stay safe out there. You guys keep looking. You guys will find a good deal out there. Just keep plugging away. Sometimes it takes a couple months, 4 or 5 months, before you find the right deal that fits you, or the right car, or anything. It just takes time. So keep grinding, keep looking. Don't let the scare of being on Craigslist freak you out too much. Be cautious, but stay out there. Before I take off, I do want to give Bobby Ramos a little shout out for sending me this decal. This thing's awesome. He's an awesome guy, so make sure you guys go check out his YouTube channel. He has a BRZ that's pretty sick, and he's building it up, just making it awesome. And I think he's doing a turbo build on it, so that'll be pretty fun to watch. Make sure to follow him. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here. I took a little bit of time off just because I was trying to figure out where I would want to see the channel go. The kind of content I want to start providing you guys. I got a little selfish there for a little bit, and I wanted to make the channel about me, but I want to start making it about what I would like to see as a subscriber. I want to see, amazing cars and amazing, things that are going on in the car industry, and stay up to date on news, and learn things like how to watch out for scammers on Craigslist, and how to find a good deal on Craigslist, and different things like that, all kind of based around cars. I think that was something that I really appreciated growing up, and being able to watch the videos that people put out there that involved stuff like that. So that's the kind of content that I'm going to start providing you guys. It's not necessarily about me or about my cars or anything like that. Yeah, of course I'm going to bring you along and show you my car and the different things that I'm doing and I have going on, but I'm not going to make it about me. I'm making it about Octane and Oxygen and you guys. So stay tuned. This channel's kind of changing up a little bit. I'm trying to produce some new content, make it all fun and interesting for you guys. So please stay tuned. I'm really excited to just hang out with you guys and kind of get your feedback. I'd love more engagement from you guys. I know there's quite a few people out there that are watching. They're just not saying much, and I want to hear about it. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, what you guys want to see. If there's specific events going on, or specific things that I could be doing to provide you guys with better content, I would love to do that. So please, please, please let me know what I can do better, what I can improve on, how I can get you the best content possible. That's all I got for now, but I will see you guys in the next video.